is your dashboard and live producer?
No.
It says got it. I don't know whether it's
Click that. Click the got it.
And then it's giving me stream metrics and polls and edit streams and stuff. Can I?
Well, just see if you can get it on your tablet and leave that alone.
Okay, 'cause
I knew there'd be something.
we are live.
We are?
I believe so. It says end live video.
Okay. Well, then I don't care about the rest of that stuff.
Right. So I'm going
What you doing? I hope so. Hello, Connie.
Montana.
Oh, yeah, I bet you guys really got hit hard.
I spilled my water. I was going to sit down, but not on anything. Sorry about that, guys.
You don't have any, unless you spill it on your tablet. You're all right. Well, Connie, I hope you're doing all right out there. I hope you've got plenty of supplies socked in and
Yes.
everything. Great to see you.
Now,
Welcome. I like that.
looks like we have more folks joining us. We have Mary Maury. Hello from south of France. Marie. Not
Marie.
Mary. I didn't read that right. I'm sorry. Marie.
Bonjour.
And Connie says 6 inches now, maybe up to 12. Good day to clean house.
Yeah, or something.
Yes. Oh, goodness.
Well, take a break and watch us for a while. That's okay.
Yes, yes.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, goodness, yes. Well, it's good to see you guys.
Indeed. Welcome, welcome to our home.
And Marie says bonjour from Marie.
Indeed. We have an international audience
And
today.
Dan is here. Dan
Hey,
Walking.
Dan.
Greetings from the Arctic Circle. Oh, dear.
Oh, no. Yeah, Dan's up in Michigan, where they are having the cold snap that's supposed to work its way down here by next week. So you better buy all your bread, milk, and eggs now.
Oh, yeah. And I still don't know what we're doing with all the bread and milk and eggs. I mean,
French toast is the only thing I can think of.
French toast.
Yeah, Dan, welcome. Haven't talked to you in so long.
Oh, my.
Well, my
We are
voice
at 1
clock says 1 o'clock. Let me give you this.
Okay.
So you can not only be a keeper of the comments, but
A keeper of
a
the
keeper
Oh,
of the
now I feel very
time.
important.
Boy, I'll tell. Well, this show couldn't go on without you.
Oh,
Now, that's
thank
all there
you.
is to
Thank
it.
you.
There's no question about that.
Sorry about the microphone noise.
All right. Well, we are about a minute after 1, according to my watch. I guess we ought to get started here. Valentine's Day is a week from tomorrow, so we're going to celebrate it a little bit
Ziggy is
early.
here.
Hello, Ziggy!
Hi, George and Lynn. Greetings from Germany.
Guten Abend, mein friend. And welcome. I'm glad you were able to stop by and visit. I really enjoyed hearing you play on Libby's Song Circle last Saturday night. That was great. And it was nice to hear your voice, too. Probably drop in on that again this evening. I don't know. Let's see here. This one is entitled A Box of Chocolates.
Yes.
And it's mostly about Valentine's Day and love and romance and all that. But you know me, I can't stay serious forever. Just can't do it. You know, my dad would look around and say, "What's wrong with that boy?" Anyway, here is a song that I learned from Dan Woking up in Michigan there, my brother Dan. I don't know who did it, and I don't think Dan does either, and he's got it on his unpublished album, Book of Tunes, which you can't find anywhere, but I'll plug it anyway. It's called the Hey Diddle Ding Dong Song. Here we go. Dirt and gold, and I could buy your heart, I'd dig up all of Mexico. In fact, I'd do most anything if I could only be your beau. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the moonlight in your eyes drives me wild. Maybe someday you'll be a jet set smash and I'll be a beggar out in the street. When you pass me by and you're dressed so fine, would you donate a donut for me to eat? Mary, Mary, quite contrary, won't you let me be your loving man? Maybe it's just a crazy dream I'm having. Makes me feel like summer salting in the sun. When you smile, I get the shivers. Cross my heart, dear, you're the only one. If I had a hammer and a bunch of nails, I'd build us a house up in a tree. Well, I could be Tarzan and you could be Jane, but don't you go and cheat on me. Lions and tigers and grizzly bears couldn't keep me from being there with you. Maybe it's just a crazy dream I'm having. Makes me feel like summer salting in the sun. When you smile, I get the shivers. Cross my heart, dear, you're the only one. Oh, how happy it would be if I were a chicken and you were a duck. And every morning at the break of day, why, you could quack and I could cluck. Little boy blue, go blow your horn, I'd rather be in the barn kissing you. Dirt and gold, and I could buy your heart, I'd dig up all of Mexico. In fact, I'd do most anything if I could only be your beau. Ding dong, the witch is dead, so let the news be spread that I love you. Maybe it's just a crazy dream I'm having. Makes me feel like summer sun in the sun. When you smile, I get the shivers. Cross my heart, dear, you're the only one for me. Yeah, you're the only one for me. The Hey Diddle Ding Dong song.
Yes. Ziggy said Guten Abend to both of you as well. And Joe Harrell is here. Joe's here. Hi.
Hey, Joe.
And Stan
Welcome.
Johnson is watching.
Stan, how are ya?
And Dan says, I get that tune from my buddy Dave in Nashville, who got it from a friend of his who knows where it actually came from. Oh, who knows where it actually came from? Sorry, Dan. I'm not reading at my best today. I thought you meant that guy knew. Yeah.
I don't know. And I've looked, and I can't find it. I'm having trouble finding a lot of... I like to try to, do attributions and everything. I want to give people credit where credit is due. And a lot of times it's hard to find out who did songs. I'm looking into ASCAP and BMI. I used to work in the radio biz. I wrote software that ran radio stations years ago. So I'm familiar with ASCAP and BMI, and maybe I can get a membership to one of those, and then I would absolutely know. So
I've got Stan here who says, good afternoon from Northwest Ohio. It's cold up here, George. And Philippa is here.
Hey, Philippa.
She says, getting here is a PITA. Facebook sucks. And, yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least we're here.
Yes, we are here.
If it weren't for Facebook, I would probably be writing code or something right now. So they drive me nuts too. They keep changing things, and I guess they've never heard of a thing called a change log. What's new? They don't tell you. I think they want you to be on longer. So if you're exploring and ramming around trying to figure out how to do the things you knew how to do yesterday, you're spending time.
Flip said, hi guys, and happy early Valentine's Day.
Indeed, and the same up your way.
And all you guys.
Hope you're not snowed in up there in
some folks
in
are snowed
Rochester,
in.
New York. Some people are.
Yeah. Jerry Burgess Jr.
Hey, Jerry.
Love it. Keep on playing, Mr. George.
We will. We're gonna
Yes.
kick off. We're gonna carry on with another tune. This is a John Prine tune. It's called Dear Abby. Dear Abby, my feet are too long. My hair's falling out and my rights are all wrong. My friends all tell me that I'm no friend at all. Won't you write me a letter? Won't you give me a call? Sign Bewildered. Bewildered, you have no complaint. You are what you are and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster, and listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck and knocking on wood. Dear Abby, my fountain pen leaks. My wife hollers at me and the kids are all freaks. Each side I get up on is the wrong side of bed. If it weren't so expensive, I'd wish I was dead. Signed Unhappy. Unhappy, you have no complaint. You are what you are and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster, and listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck and knocking on wood. Dear Abby, you won't believe this, but my stomach makes noises whenever I kiss. My girlfriend tells me that it's all in my head, but my stomach tells me to write you instead. Sign Noisemaker. You have no complaint. You are what you are and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster, and listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck and knocking on wood. Dear Abby, well, I never thought that me and my girlfriend would ever get caught. We were sitting in the backseat just shooting the breeze, with her hair up in curlers and her pants to her knees. Sign, just married. Just married, just married. You have no complaint. You are what you are and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster, and listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck and knocking on wood. Sign, dear Abby.
Yes. Oh, goodness.
Abigail Van Buren, and her twin sister was Ann Landers.
See, I didn't know that for a long time.
Yeah,
I didn't know
that's true.
they were sisters.
They were not only sisters, they were twins. They were twin sisters.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I don't think they were identical twins, but they were.
But they did look a lot alike.
Yeah.
They sure did.
Yeah.
Of course, they had newspaper photos or whatever, so. But Flip said, still an inch a day. Driveway rather clogged, but can get in and out. That's a good
well,
thing.
that's good. That is good. I'm glad that you're not totally snowbound there.
Yes.
Here is a song by the Kingston Trio. It's very obscure. I only heard it. I never heard it back in the day when I was listening to all this '60s folk music. I found it on the net when I was looking for some other stuff by them. It's called "The Shape of Things." Completely round is a perfect pearl the oyster manufactures. Completely round is a steering wheel which leads to compound fractures. Completely round is the golden fruit that hangs from the orange tree. The circle shape is quite renowned. I'm sad to say that it can be found in the low down dirty run around my true love gave to me. Yes, my true love gave to me. Completely square is the velvet box he said my ring would be in. Completely square is the envelope he said farewell to me in. Completely square is my handkerchief I flourish constantly, that wipes my eyes from the tears I shed, blows my nose till it turns clear red. A perfect square is my true love's head, 'cause he will not marry me. No, he will not marry me. Rectangular was the hotel door my true love tried to sneak through. Rectangular was the transom hole by which I had to peek through. Rectangular was the hotel room I entered angrily, and rectangular was the wooden box where lies my love 'neath a golden phlox. They say he died of the chicken pox. In part I must agree, one chick too many had he. Triangular is the piece of pie I eat to ease my sorrow. Triangular is the hatchet blade I plan to hide tomorrow. Triangular the relationship which now can never be, and triangular is the garment thin that fastens on with a safety pin to a prize I had no wish to win, a lasting memory that my true love gave to me. Oops. That song was written before the pill and before seat belts. That's why the steering wheel causes compound fractures, because the steering wheels in the older cars were, you'd hit the steering wheel with your chest and you'd break a bunch of ribs and your breastbone and everything else. And then if you notice, the newer cars, the steering wheels, and I mean newer as in, like the 70s and above. Anyway, modern cars, their steering wheel is kind of dished in the middle. The wheel is out here, and then it's a little bit concave, so that if for some reason you should hit it, the steering column won't come and hit you in the chest. Uh-huh. That was one of the many developments that auto racing brought us. They started doing that in race cars back in the 50s, and it was one of the things that translated to the automobile industry, along with brakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Seriously?
Yeah.
They didn't have
the earliest cars didn't have brakes. They were just glad to be moving forward. They didn't think about how to stop. And rear view mirrors, wow. And of course seat belts. All those things were safety developments that came out of auto racing. And my father used to, these cars of today, they're made out of tinfoil and plastic and all, and they are. But that's so that if you do get in a high-speed accident, a lot of the energy is bled off by those parts coming off the car, and that energy isn't transmitted to the cockpit where it can hurt you. Wow. Anyway, I digress.
We have a couple comments.
Oh, good.
Flip continued on about the weather and said, bloody cold, though.
Yeah,
and I hear we have another, what is it, a polar vortex.
Alberta Clipper,
one
whatever
of those,
you call them, yeah.
And Ziggy said, after a rainy week, we had 2 dry and partly sunny days, rather warm, with high temperature at 11 centigrade, but in the week around your last concert, we had a lot of snow with temps around 0 degrees centigrade. And Dan, on your last song, said delightful.
Glad you liked it, Dan.
Yeah. I felt that way about it, too. That's just exactly what that song is.
Here's Z. That's you've had quite the extremes in weather.
Yes,
we've had some rain, but it's in the 40s Fahrenheit around here, at least today. So we shall see. Let me find out who this song is by. Elton Britt did this song, recorded it. I don't know who wrote it. It's called "They're Burning Down the House I Was Brung Up In." What's the first sentence? Let's see here. There's a story I will tell about my Rocky Mountain belle. She was everything to me, my very life. We had laughter, we had tears, and for 27 years I promised her someday she'd be my wife. With the ceremony planned, I had bought the wedding band and invited all the neighbors from the farms. But the day we were to wed, I was tired and stayed in bed. Now the whole damn countryside is up in arms. Oh, they're burning down the house I was brung up in. They're shouting, come on out and take your bride. Oh, they're burning down the house I was brung up in. But what a fool I'd be to go outside. Who'd have thought my mountain queen would be causing such a scene, and the poor old sheriff can't hold back the mob. Today we would have wed, but she went ahead and said when we married she was gonna quit her job. Now her pappy's at the gate with a loaded 38, and he's yelling, come on out before I shoot. Well, I wonder if he knows I've got on his Sunday clothes, if he shoots at me goodbye to Pappy Sue. Oh, they're burning down the house I was brung up in. They're shouting, come on out and take your bride. Oh, they're burning down the house I was brung up in. But what a fool I'd be to go outside. Well, they all done brought their lunch, and I'll bet the whole damn bunch thinks they're gonna sit around and starve me out. But inside I've got a cow who's a cooking roast beef now, so you see they don't know what it's all about. I just took it as a joke, I could stand a lot of smoke. In the fireman's band I played trombone. But it's getting mighty hot, and they got me on the spot. But to me this burning shack is home sweet home. Oh, they're burning down the house I was brung up in, and they're shouting, come on out and take your bride. Oh, they're burning down the house I was brung up in. But what a fool I'd be to go outside.
Goodness.
Cantankerous old mountain people. Boy, you better not
I
mess
know.
around with them. Get out here and marry that girl.
That's right.
We'll have a wedding and a house raising all the same day. If you just come on out, we'll build you another shack and you'll be okay.
Right after the house burn.
But she's going to quit her job, see? You can't. Anyway, Elton Britt gave us that.
Flip said, good song. Smiley face.
Thank you.
Yes.
Here's a song that was written by Leo McGuire, and let me get his colleague for you. Leo McGuire wrote it, and the first person I know of who recorded it was a guy by the name of Joe Lynch, whom I've sadly never heard of. But anyway, the Whistling Gypsy Rover. The gypsy rover come over the hill, down to the valley so shady. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. Ha-dee-doo, wa-dee-doo, da-day, ha-dee-doo, wa-dee-day-dee. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. She left her father's castle gate, she left her own fond lover, she left her servants and her state to follow the gypsy rover. Ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-doo, da-day, ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-day-dee. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. Her father saddled up his fastest steed, he roamed the valleys all over, he He sought his daughter at great speed, and the whistling gypsy rover. Ah-dee-doo-ah-dee-doo-da-day, ah-dee-doo-ah-dee-day-dee. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. He rode till he came to a mansion fine, down by the river Clady, and there was music and there was wine for the gypsy and his lady. He is no gypsy, my father, she said, but lord of these lands all over, and I will stay till my dying day with a whistling gypsy rover. Ah-dee-doo-ah-dee-doo-da-day, ah-dee-doo-ah-dee-day-dee. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady.
Flip added old song, I think, and then history of it, and she gave wikipedia.org for the Whistling Gypsy.
Yeah,
and there's an address there.
I think you're right, Philip. I think
Yes.
it's a really old
I think it is.
song. It's been done over and over and over, and I've just done it again. So.
I like it.
I like
It's
it.
a very neat song.
I like songs like that.
Yes.
Tell a joke or something while I'm
Tell the joke.
wetting my whistle here.
Well, you should have warned me. Now you're back, see?
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
All right. Where are we?
Where are we?
Oh, where am I?
Where are we?
Here's a song by Don Bowman, one of my comedic heroes. Did a lot of stuff back in the 60s and early 70s, and then he kind of faded. This one's called I Wouldn't Do It. If you ask me to climb up a mountain to prove that my love is the best, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. That's all there is to it. I just wouldn't do it, 'cause high places scare me to death. If you ask me to swim across the ocean to prove my devotion to you, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. That's all there is to it. I just wouldn't do it, 'cause salt water makes me turn blue. And if I should go climbing and swimming about, just what would it prove except for wearing me out? And if I should drown or fall down on my head, what would it prove except I would be dead? If you ask me to cross the burning desert to prove just how much I love you, why, I wouldn't do it. Really, I wouldn't do it. That's all there is to it. I just wouldn't do it, 'cause I can't stand sand in my shoes. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it.
Good old Don.
Yeah. Here is a song that was done by Hoyt Axton Written and recorded by Hoyt. He's an interesting guy. I like people who do country songs about non-country topics. I mean, there's a gajillion songs about I'm drinking because I wrecked my pickup truck and my wife left me and my kids hate me and all that.
Even my dog left me.
Yeah. Or I love my truck because it's always there. Anyway, this song is a little bit different. It's by Hoyt Axton. It's called Hangnail. You're the dead corsage that's in my Frigidaire. You're the flaky specks of dandruff in my hair. You're the tickle in my throat that makes me cough. You're the hangnail in my life, and I can't bite you off. You're the soap suds and pollution in my stream. When I'm sleeping, you're the nightmare in my dream. You're the fattening foods that sometimes give me gout. You're just like my ingrown toenail, and I can't cut you out. You're the sun that gives me sunburn. You're the cinder in my eye. Your voice can make my stomach turn. You're the rain cloud in my sky. You're that dirty ring around my clean bathtub. You're the razor blade that always leaves the nubs. You're the broken handle on my coffee cup. You're the tire that just went flat, and I can't pump you up. You're the sun that gives me sunburn. You're the cinder in my eye. Your voice can make my stomach turn. You're the rain cloud in my sky. You're the cycle seat that gave me saddle sore. You're the piece of chalk that scraped across the board. You're the tickle in my throat that makes me cough. You're the hangnail in my life, and I can't bite you off. Whoa, you're the hangnail in my life, and I can't bite you off. Yeah.
I have one from Ziggy.
Oh.
Ari, all there is to it. Do you know the round to it? I never get around to it.
I've had a round to it from time to time.
Yes, round to it.
Yes, indeed. But I haven't gotten one lately.
No.
I
used to make round to it. We just.
Oh yeah, give them out to people.
Give them out to people.
They look at you like, what?
What is that? It's round, and then it
T-U-I-T was written across the middle of it, and it's round.
Flip said, "I got to learn that one." That is a good one.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that one. Here's one that I heard done by the Chad Mitchell Trio. I've heard other people do it. I even heard Ivan Stiles do it one day. It's called The Unfortunate Man. There once was a lawyer they called Mr. Clay. He had but 2 clients and they wouldn't pay. At last of starvation he grew so afraid that he courted and married a wealthy old maid. At the wedding the lawyer made one big mistake. 'Twas not in omitting the wine or the cake. The ring was well chosen, they had a big feed, but the lawyer did not get a warranty deed. He's a very unfortunate, very unfortunate, very unfortunate man. He's a very unfortunate, very unfortunate, very unfortunate unfortunate man. That night in their chamber the lady arose and began to prepare to retire and repose. Her husband sat near her, admiring her charms that gave him such pleasure to hold in his arms. She went to the washstand to bathe her fair face, and thus she destroyed all her beauty and grace. The rose in her cheek quickly grew very faint, and he saw on the towel 'twas nothing but paint. He's a very unfortunate, very unfortunate, very unfortunate man. He's a very unfortunate, very unfortunate, very unfortunate man. She went to the mirror to take down her hair, and when she had done so, her scalp was all bare. Said she, "Don't be frightened to see my bald head. I'll put on my cap when I get into bed." She hung her false hair on the wall on a peg. Then she proceeded to take off her leg. Her trembling husband got quite a surprise when she asked him to come and take out her glass eye. Now, he's a very unfortunate, very unfortunate, very unfortunate man. He's a very unfortunate, very unfortunate, very unfortunate man. Her husband was biting his quivering lips when she removed both her counterfeit hips. And when her false nose clattered onto the floor, the lawyer ran screaming right out of the door. Now all you young men who would marry for life, be sure to examine your intended wife. Remember the lawyer who trusted his eyes, and a little bit later got quite a surprise. He's a very unfortunate, very unfortunate, very unfortunate man. He's a very unfortunate, very unfortunate, very unfortunate man.
Joe put a laughing character on here. It's a little
Thanks,
fellow with
Joe.
heart eyes, and it's very cute.
Uh-oh.
Almost lost the
Don't
stylus
lose your
on
stylus.
that one. I love that though. It's very. It's got a little angel wings and hearts for eyes. It's very cute and animated too.
So it actually is in motion?
It was. It
Oh,
is not
okay.
currently, but
Well,
when
thanks
you-
for that, Joe.
Yes.
Well, I think we should give equal time, don't you? I wasn't going to play this, but I'm kind of picking on women here. Going to be accused of being a chauvinist, sexist, misogynist pig if I'm not
Might
careful.
be. Might.
So here's another Don Bowman song. This is an extra. It's called Red River Sally.
Oh.
Come and sit by the fire, friends, and listen. There's a story I must tell you about a car hop named Red River Sally, and this cowboy that tore her heart in two. One day Sal was inside at the counter. Someone spoke, and when she turned around, She was looking into a belt buckle. And this cowboy just stood there looking down. From that day they were always together. Sal thought her true love had been found. She stood right in the bullpen and cheered him. Every night the rodeo was in town. Then the cowboy asked Sal if she would marry, and she loved him too much to refuse. Sally said she would always remember the kind, sweet words that darling boy used. So the cowboy and the car hop was married. Poor old Sal, she had no way of knowing but that cowboy was gonna tear her heart in two. So the cowboy and the car hop was married. They cut out on a week's honeymoon. Poor old Sally, like I said, she had no way of knowing but that cowboy was gonna tear her heart in two. Sal was happy she'd married the cowboy. Thought she'd found someone she could look up to. When she learned the awful truth, she couldn't face him. 'Cause without his boots, he's only 5'2". So if you fall for a tall, handsome stranger, and you think that he's just right for you, just remember old Red River Sally and the cowboy that tore her heart in two.
I see what you mean.
Poor Sally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nan is here.
Hey,
Hi,
Nan.
a little late, but good to see you.
Good to see ya.
you. Welcome.
I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah.
Linda said you took a turn.
Well, fall. But she's okay.
Those ornamental bollards.
Yeah.
Wait till summer comes along, get yourself a couple of tubes of Gorilla Glue and put those things on there properly. And then sue the company that built the thing.
No, you don't do that.
Oh, yeah, that's what you do now,
No,
man.
you don't do that.
Hey, you gotta join modern times.
No.
Yeah, man, that's right. That was a clear and present danger. Anyway, yeah, old Red River Sally. And the guy was only 5'2". Here's a Roy Clark tune. He passed away last year, as did many great musicians that we'll miss. And I'm not going to give you the title because it'll give the song away. I made a small fortune and you squandered it all. You shamed me till I feel about 1 inch tall. I thought that I loved you and I hoped you would change. So I gritted my teeth and didn't complain. But now you come to me with a simple goodbye. You tell me you're leaving, but you won't tell me why. Now we're here at the station and you're getting on, and all I can think of is thank God and Greyhound you're gone. Thank God and Greyhound you're gone. I didn't know how much longer I could go on. watching you take the respect out of me, and just watching you make a total wreck out of me. That big diesel motor is playing my song. Thank God and Greyhound, you're gone. Thank God and Greyhound, you're gone. That load on my mind got lighter when you got on. That shiny old bus is a beautiful sight. See the black smoke a-rolling up around the taillights. Well, it may sound kind of cruel, but I've been silent too long. Thank God and Greyhound, you're gone. Thank God and Greyhound, you're gone.
That was unexpected what happens there in that song.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
All right. Let's see here. What shall we do next?
Oh, Connie said, I forgot that song from Roy Clark. Maybe heard it on Hee Haw.
Yeah,
I think
probably
we did.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roy. You know,
he cut up quite a bit on that show.
He laughed
He
and
sure
kidded
did.
around to the point where nobody took him seriously the rest of his career, I think.
But he was a serious musician.
Oh,
Man,
he could
was
play the
incredible.
guitar.
Oh, not
Yeah.
just that. I think he played the banjo, and Nan said, LOL, one of my favorites.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Nan. I'm glad you liked
And
it.
Dan said, always loved that song.
Yeah, I like that one. Well, I'm glad everybody liked it. Where are we? Okay. Here's another Don Bowman tune. Don's got several in the show today. And if I could just remember what it is for 2 minutes. Oh, okay. She thinks I don't care. She thinks I don't care. Just because I tried to leave the country. Just because I threw her brother down the stairs. Just because I said her mother was a mental case. She thinks I don't care. Just because I sent her poison ivy. Just because I poured epoxy in her hair. Just because I throwed a bomb on her front porch today. She thinks I don't care. When my name is mentioned accidentally, I have to pull her off the chandeliers. She seems to think that I don't really love her. Now where would she get such an idea? I don't know. Just because I took her car and money. Just because I wrote her number, guess where? Just because I married her sister and we leave today. She thinks I don't care. She thinks I don't care.
Oh, go figure.
Why? I just don't understand that.
I don't get it. Ivan is here.
Hey, Ivan,
He's
welcome.
Late again, but always welcome, Ivan.
Absolutely.
Always.
Always glad to have you.
Yes.
Hope you and Nancy are doing well. And
Seen some pictures of.
hope you didn't get too much snow.
Yeah. It's something corner. Yeah, I feel bad. I can't remember. Pickering Corner or something?
Pickering Bend.
Pickering Bend.
Is?
That's what it is.
It's not a corner, it's a bend.
It's a bend. Get that right.
Yeah. Of course, I guess corners are bends if
Kind
you
of.
think about it. But
But yeah, those are some cool pictures you show.
yeah, he was. He and Nancy celebrated their 51st wedding anniversary last Sunday. Wow,
Yes.
I was privileged to be a part of that, virtually, of course. He did a great show. He does a show every Sunday at 2:00 Eastern, 1:00 Central Time. On his Ivan Styles Facebook page. Check it out if you haven't already done so. He's amazing. He's a great Autoharp player, and then every once in a while he'll bring out things like musical saws and bowed psalteries and things that you've never heard before. He hasn't done that for a while, but he will probably one of these days. Anyway,
Good songs, though.
check
Good
him out
songs.
if you haven't. It's well worth your time.
Yes.
Mason Williams,
This is a familiar
very
name. We've heard this
interesting
name.
individual, made his one and only.
Sorry, he said, we're on a bend in the Pickering Creek.
Oh,
Thank you.
that explains it.
Yes.
I knew they were, creekside,
Yes.
and so that doesn't surprise me. I think he said last year they've lived in that same house since 1975.
Wow.
45 years in the same place. Man, there was a while in our lives where we moved every year or more.
Yeah, it seemed like we've been here a while, though.
Yeah,
That's
we've
good.
been here for, what,
More-
21 years on the 15th of April.
Yeah.
Same land, second home that's been on here.
We
So,
moved in when the dogwood was blooming, as I recall.
Yep. Anyway, Mason Williams.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. Read the comments
Yes.
as they come along. That's fine. Comments are what help the show. I mean, it wouldn't be
Ivan
any good
said
without
thanks
them.
for the plug, George and Lynn.
Oh, you're welcome.
Absolutely.
You're welcome. Look forward to hearing you this evening. Let's see. Mason Williams.
Yes.
Yeah, Mason Williams.
Forget about
He had his one and only major hit was Classical Gas. And you think the guy's just an absolutely serious guitar player, and he was. But then he did a whole album of absolutely hilarious comedy. And I didn't know that he wrote this song. The first time I heard it, John Denver did it. And I learned it off of one of his albums. And I just recently, like within the last year, found out that Mason Williams wrote this thing. It's called You Done Stomped on My Heart. Where does it start? I'll find it, folks. Give me a minute. Oh, well, the heck with it. I told you that I loved you. You said that is so good. You said I'd be your darling. I thought I always would. Now you've gone and left me. I don't know what to do. And so, my little darling, I write these words to you. You done stomped on my heart, and you mashed that sucker flat. You just sorta stomped on my aorta. You started going out with guys. I felt us drift apart, and every step you took was a stomp upon my heart. I only hope that someday you get them low-down blues, and in some smoky honky-tonk you'll look down at your shoes. You'll think about that tender heart that you crushed beneath your soles. With your clod-busting stompers, you left my heart so full of holes. You done stomped on my heart, and you mashed that sucker flat. You just sorta stomped on my aorta. Oh, you started going out with guys. Felt us drift apart, and every step you took was a stomp upon my heart. Well, we got through it. It was a little rough in spots, but we got through it. Sorry, Mason, wherever you are.
Good song, good song. Oh, Ivan said, that's right, 45 years here.
Yeah, it's amazing. Nobody stays in one place like that anymore. Here's a Gordon Lightfoot tune called For Loving Me. That's what you get for loving me. That's what you get for loving me. Everything you had is gone, as you can see. That's what you get for loving me. I ain't the kind to hang around with any new love that I found. 'Cause moving is my stock and trade. I'm moving on. I won't think of you when I'm gone. So don't you shed a tear for me, 'cause I ain't the love you thought I'd be. I've got 100 more like you, so don't be blue. I'll have 1,000 before I'm through. Now there you go, you're crying again. Now there you go, you're crying again. Then someday when your poor heart is on the mend, I just might pass you away again. That's what you get for loving me. That's what you get for loving me. Everything you had is gone, as you can see. That's what you get for loving me. That's what you get for loving me.
Ivan put a great big happy laughing face, and and also it's part of the witness protection requirements.
Okay.
That was after he had the That's right, 45 years here. But I think he was referring to the possibly the Dun Stomped.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know, and I shouldn't try to say.
Here's a song called the Frozen. Here's one called the Frozen Logger Song. I did this for many, many years before I ever found out what the title was, and I found it out on the first time I did it on Facebook here. Hillary Robinson and a couple of other people told me what the title was. I walked out one evening, 'twas in a small cafe. A 40-year-old waitress to me these words did say, I see that you're a logger and not just a common bum, 'cause no one but a logger stirs his coffee with his thumb. My lover was a logger, there's none like him today. If you poured whiskey on it, he'd eat a bale of hay. Well, he never shaved a whisker from off his horny hide. He'd pound them in with a hammer and bite them off inside. My lover came to see me, 'twas on one winter's day. He held me in a fond embrace that broke 3 vertebrae. He kissed me when we parted, so hard he broke my jaw. I could not speak to tell him he'd forgot his Mackinaw. The weather tried to freeze him, it tried its level best. At 100 degrees below zero, he buttoned up his vest. It froze clear down to China, it froze to the stars above. At 1,000 degrees below zero, it froze my logger love. And now you know my story, and why to this cafe I come. And here I wait till someone stirs his coffee with his thumb.
I always liked that song.
Yeah, me too. I want to thank everybody for their comments, and if you're listening and you haven't given us a comment, send a comment along. Tell us who you are and where you're from. We'd love to know. Who we're playing for and everything. We'd sure appreciate it if you'd do that. And if you like it, tell your friends about it. And also, if you haven't already done so, like or follow the Autoharp Down Home page. This is strictly dedicated to my performances. And there's nothing else on it, so we're not going to clutter your news feed with all kind of garbage. But you would get the invitations. And if I post singles, which I do occasionally, just single songs and things like that, you'd get that. But by all means, leave a comment. We've shared it in some groups, and I don't know if those comments come over here or not, but we'll try to find you. And we appreciate everybody participating and visiting with us today. Okay. What? Oh, yes. Okay. Here's a song by Jimmy Dean called Sam Hill. There's a certain hill outside of town called Sam Hill, and a certain guy used to go there every day. A certain girl was living up in Sand Hill, oh, a pretty girl not hep to city ways. This certain guy'd come down that hill a-grinning, heading back to town at the crack of dawn. and he had us all a-wondering what he's a-doing. Yeah, we's a-wondering what Sam Hill's going on. Now we knew this certain guy was not a gold miner, 'cause he never took a shovel or a pick. All he ever took was a little box of candy. Man, he disappeared in Sam Hill pretty quick. We tried to follow him to his destination, but he found a secret path and soon he is gone. And he had us all a-wondering what he's a-doing. And we's a-wondering what Sam Hill's going on. Now I know you two are wondering about Sam Hill. You're probably saying, what in Sam Hill's going on? Well, all I can say in answer to your question is, friend, the goings on is still a going on. That certain guy's still taking up that candy, though he's 99 and all his youth is gone. He climbs that hill and still comes down a grinning. We're a-wondering what in Sam Hill's going on. I got a pretty good idea. Wondering what Sam Hill's going on. I ain't gonna tell nobody. Wondering what Sam Hill's going on. I wish he'd tell us. We're a-wondering what Sam Hill's going on. What is...
Oh, Becky's here.
Hey,
Becky's
Beck!
Watching. Good to see you, Beck.
Oh, thanks for sharing that YouTube link to the long black train. I have got to learn that.
I have to go find that. I missed that one.
Thank you for sharing that. And thanks for coming by.
Yes.
Are you snowed in too, like everybody else on here?
I think she might be worse than some being in Nebraska.
Yeah.
She's out there in the...
She's out in the Great Plains.
Great Plains, yes.
Formerly known as the Great American Desert.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Actually, it's a little west of Nebraska, but yeah, that's the people who were, you know, the 49ers, the people who went and did the Oregon Trail from Independence, Missouri to California. They christened it the Great American Desert, and they just wanted to get through it because of all the storms and the tornadoes and all the stuff that was going on. But
vast.
Hardy souls like my sister Becky,
yes,
have made their homes out there and tamed the land and everything. So
yeah.
Anyway, welcome, Becky. Thanks for coming by and being a victim of my discourse here. What in Sam Hill's going on? Did you ever wonder where that expression came from?
Yes.
Did you ever wonder why I asked that question? I wouldn't ask that question if I didn't have the answer, folks. And it has to do with part of my family's past. It's related to the Hatfield-McCoy feud. After the feud was over and they quit killing each other and everything, the governor of Kentucky sent an investigator, a colonel in the Kentucky militia by the name of Samuel Hill, to find out how it started, who did what, why, when, where, with the idea that we really don't want any more of these feuds like this, because it set that area of Kentucky and West Virginia back a lot. There was going to be a railroad put through there that was never done because they were afraid that people be shot accidentally by the feuders and all of that stuff. So the governor of Kentucky sent Colonel Hill down to find out what happened. And he wrote a very comprehensive report, which you can read online if you want to. And Sam Hill's report about what happened is where the abbreviation came from. What in Sam Hill's going on? It started out what on Sam Hill, or according to Sam Hill. But then later on it became what in Sam Hill's going on. And that's where that expression came from.
I see.
So, just a little historical note there.
That's a neat song, too.
Yeah. There was a book written about the feud by a professor at the University of Kentucky that I happened to find online and read. And that's where I got that information. And then, of course, the song also talks about candy. You know, and it's Valentine's Day and everything. So I have a little present for my lovely and gracious wife, Linda.
Oh,
a box of her favorite candy.
The Whitmans. Oh, you got me Whitmans. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
You're so sweet.
Happy Valentine's. You can eat it early.
I can eat it early. Oh,
I have other Valentine's Day presents. So,
thank you.
So you can you can eat it early if you want to.
These are so good too.
Whitman's is the best.
Yes. Well, I know other people like others, but these are my favorite.
They are. They're quite good. I'm a Russell Stover sugar-free chocolate person myself, but that's just because I have to watch my sugar levels.
Wow.
Where are we here?
That's wonderful.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you like it. Here is a song that was done by Tennessee Ernie Ford on his album Back Where I Belong. And we're getting into the more serious part of the program here. We've kidded around long enough with this. St. Valentine's Day. St. Valentine is probably turning over in his grave.
Dan said, hey, now, you gotta share.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's a song, like I said, by Tennessee Ernie Ford from his album Back Where I Belong. It's called Tell Me You Remember Betty Jean. It's about a couple that has stayed together through thick and thin, kind of like us. Betty Jean, do you remember 1982? Before we had the babies, it was only me and you. You know I can still hear you saying, I do. Do you remember Betty Jean? Betty Jean, do you remember when the times got so rough? It was all that we could manage just to keep from giving up. But somehow we held things together with love. Do you remember Betty Jean? So tell me you haven't forgotten. Tell me you still feel the same. Tell me the years haven't faded your love. Tell me you remember Betty Jean. Betty Jean, do you remember when the kids finally moved and we were back where we started with only me and you? It was just like September 1982. Do you remember Betty Jean? So tell me you haven't forgotten. Tell me you still feel the same. Tell me the years haven't faded your love. Tell me you remember Betty Jean. tell me you remember Betty Jean.
Wow.
I like that song. I really like that
I
song.
do too. Kind of brought a tear to the eye, I must say.
And here's another song about Jean. This one's... Let me grab a little cold drink here.
Wet the whistle. Ivan said, "Company has arrived. Got to go. We'll catch the rest later. Have a great day."
Thanks for stopping by, Ivan. Thanks a lot. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, yes.
Give our best to Miss Nancy.
Yes, and happy Valentine's Day, you guys.
Yeah.
And, of course, we can say that again, but saying it now. Get ahead of the game. And Nan said very nice on that song.
Thank you.
I love that song,
I'm glad
too.
you liked it. Here's a song by the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. It's called Dance Little Jean.
Oh.
We played a wedding for the money, and I wish I could have told the bride and groom just what I thought of marriage and what's in store after the honeymoon. I was grumbling to the dancers how men and women ought to live apart, and how a promise never made cannot be broken and will never break a heart. When suddenly from out of nowhere a little girl came dancing across the floor. All her crinolines were billowing beneath the skirt of calico that she wore. And oh, the joy among the honored guests as each of them was drawn into her dream. And they laughed and stamped and clapped their hands and hollered at her, "Dance, little Jean. Dance, little Jean, this day is for you. Two people you love stood up to say I do. Dance, little Jean, the prayer that you had was answered today. Your mama's married and your dad." Well, my cynical heart just melted when I figured what this get-together meant. How it ended years of tears and sad confusion that a little girl had spent. And they told the band to pack it up about the time the couple cut the cake. But we played as long as they stayed for love and laughs and little Jeannie's sake. Dance, little Jean, this day is for you. Two people you love stood up to say I do. Dance, little Jean, the prayer that you had was answered today. Your mama's marrying your dad. Was answered today. Your mama's marrying your dad.
I love that song.
That's good.
Your dog came over to see me, and
Lulu.
she did sniff about the candy box, but she is a very good girl.
She's a very polite, well-mannered,
She will not touch it.
pampered house puppy.
Yes. My dog won't even come down and see us. Go see
Well,
Toby over there.
Sadie, it's hard being huge.
Yes. Well,
and
she's worried she'll knock
She
things
has
down.
knocked over things before and just been crushed by it because
Well, no, don't do that, dog. No, don't do that. I have a dog. Go see Daddy. Go over there.
Nope.
Nope.
She prefers you, so he's playing buttons.
Oh, he's playing, but here she comes. That dog is smart. She knew what I meant.
This, I think...
Oh, Hillary said, sorry to be late, George and Lynn. I'm sorry I didn't see that.
Hillary,
Paying attention to
wonderful.
Lulu.
Thanks for coming.
Yes, good to see you, and welcome, and happy Valentine's Day.
Indeed. Indeed. I'm glad you were able to join us, by golly.
From Ireland.
From Northern Ireland.
Yes, Northern
Hillary
Ireland.
Robinson. One of our devoted fans, and I'll tell you what, if you happen to be over on the Autoharp group, she plays some really nice Irish ballads and sea shanties and stuff. She's pretty good. You ought to look her up and listen to some of her tunes. She's got a nice sounding autoharp, and she has a lilting Irish accent that I find utterly charming. So
yes, me too.
Try to check it out. I'll turn you on to all this stuff you didn't know about.
Yeah.
You know, that's right. Staying serious. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do it, folks, but so far I'm trying to be serious here.
Hillary said, thank you, George.
You're welcome. You're more than welcome. This next song started out as a poem. Was written by Charles Badger Clark Jr. in 1911. The poem was called A Border Affair. It was set to music in 1915. Yeah, 1915. And it was set to a popular ballad of the day whose name escapes me at the moment, but it was then renamed to Spanish is the Loving Tongue. Spanish is the loving tongue, soft as music, light as spray. Was a girl I learned it from, living down Sonora way. I don't look much like a lover, but I say her love words over. Often when I'm all alone, adios, mi amor, mi corazón. On the nights when I would ride, she would listen for my spurs. Fling them big doors open wide, raise those laughing eyes of hers, and my heart would nigh stop beating when I'd hear her tender greeting, whispered soft for me alone. Mi amor, mi corazón. Moonlight on the patio, old senora nodding near, me and Juana talking low, so the madre could not hear. How those hours would go flying, all too soon I'd hear her sighing in her little sorry tone. Adios, mi corazón. Haven't seen her since. Oh, came a time when I had to fly. Let's start this verse again. Sorry. Came a time I had to fly for a foolish gambling fight. And we said a quick goodbye in that black, unlucky night. And when I loosed her arms from clinging, with her words the hooves kept ringing. As I galloped north alone, adios, mi corazón. Haven't seen her since that night. I can't cross the line, you know. I'm wanted for that gambling fight. Like as not, it's better so. Yet I've always sort of missed her since that last wild night I kissed her. I left her heart and lost my own. Adios, mi corazón.
Nice song.
I like that song.
I like that song. But you're right, it is a serious song.
Well, I can be serious once in a while.
You can be. Yeah.
It's hard, but I've done 3 or 4 serious songs in a row now.
You did.
I want you to know, I did it all for y'all. Don't want to laugh and joke and kid around to the point where nobody takes me serious.
That's right. Right.
By golly.
We don't want that.
We don't want that.
No.
We ain't going to have that. Okay.
Hillary said that's beautiful.
Thank you, Hillary. I do it as pretty as I know how.
I love to listen to him play that one. That's one of my favorites.
Here's one by the Moron Brothers.
Uh-oh.
You think they're serious?
No. I bet you not.
You say that I don't love you. You say my love's untrue. If I were a rich man, I'd prove my love for you. I'd buy for you a diamond ring, a new fur coat or 2. If my nose was running money, honey, I'd blow it all on you. If my nose was running money, I'd blow it all on you. I'd buy you a Cadillac and a new Mercedes too. I'd build you a mansion up on the mountaintop. If my nose was only running money, but honey, it's not. It's a booger of a problem that I got. Wish my nose was running money, but it's not. I'd buy you a Cadillac and a new Mercedes too. If my nose was running money, honey, I'd blow it all on you. If my nose was running money, we'd have everything we pleased. Anytime that we'd need cash, all I'd have to do is sneeze. We'd all be eating high on the hog, and the hog wouldn't be so lean. If my nose was running money, we'd be rolling in the green. It's a booger of a problem that I got. Wish my nose was running money, but it's not. I'd buy you a Cadillac and a new Mercedes too. If my nose was running money, honey, I'd blow it all on you. If my nose was running money, we'd eat out all the time. Fanciest restaurants in town's where we'd go to dine. I'd blow my nose and pay the check just before we leave. I'd leave the waitress a big old tip from what I wiped off on my slave. It's a booger of a problem that I got. Wish my nose running money, but it's not. I'd buy you a Cadillac and a new Mercedes too. If my nose running money, honey, I'd blow it all on you. Yes, sir. If my nose running money, honey, I'd blow it all on you.
Well. Goodness.
And after that other song, how could you do that? I kind of shuffle them up at random.
Yes, but I love those real romantical songs.
That's right.
Like them real
romantic songs like that. I mean, that old boy really loves her. You know he does.
That's right.
I did. You remember the song we did earlier about "You Done Stomped on My Heart"?
Oh yes.
I did that in a bar gig once. I never did it again. But I did it once.
I remember this.
And this gal come up to me, and she was what I call a hanging drunk. You've seen them. They just go up and push their arm around everybody and talk to them and right in their face and everything. She came up and said, "Oh, son, I love those sad songs." And then she staggered off. You know, I wouldn't have minded if she'd have put a little something in the tip box, but...
Oh, Dan says, dripping in sincerity. Indeed.
Yes, indeed. Well done. You got me. Oh, goodness. I'm going to have something to wash that down.
Oh. And I think that woman was serious.
Oh, she was. She completely missed the point.
Yeah.
Bar gigs are interesting that way. I was getting ready to do. I was warming up one night, and this lady came by, and I'm sitting there with the Autoharp on my lap and everything, and she said, "Oh, son, somebody broke the neck off your guitar." Yeah. Sure did. But I'm going to play it anyway.
That's right. Because what could you say, you know?
That's right. You can't keep a good entertainer down, that's all. No. Here's a Gordon Lightfoot tone thing. Few notes.
I'm worried now.
Yeah. It's called... It's called Did She Mention My Name?
Oh, yes.
It's so nice to meet an old friend and pass the time of day and talk about the hometown a million miles away. Is the ice still in the river? Are the old folks still the same? And by the way, did she mention my name? Did she mention my name just in passing? And when the morning came, do you remember if she dropped a name or two? Is the home team still on fire? Do they still win all the games? And by the way, did she mention my name? Is the landlord still a loser? Do his signs hang in the hall? Are the young girls still as pretty in the city in the fall? Does the laughter on their faces still put the sun to shame? And by the way, did she mention my name? Did she mention my name just in passing? And when the talk ran high, did the look in her eyes seem far away? Is the old roof still leaking when the big snow turns to rain? And by the way, did she mention my name? Did she mention my name just in passing? And looking at the rain, do you remember if she dropped a name or two? Won't you say hello from someone? There'll be no need to explain. And by the way, did she mention my name?
Nice.
I like songs like that.
Yeah.
That you can just finger pick, you know?
Yeah.
I always wanted to play the guitar or the banjo, and so I learned to finger pick the Autoharp instead. That's Freight Train by
Freight
Elizabeth
Train,
Cotton.
Yeah, I remember that.
We're not going to do that. I didn't play that. Here's a song that I heard played at the 2019 Mountain Laurel Autoharp Gathering. They were streaming live back then on a streaming host called Concert Window, and this one was done back then. I can't find it anywhere. The title that I have is "The Rising of the Moon." Well, there's an Irish ballad about a revolution. You know, a bunch of good old Irish boys that rallied to the cause, and they were going to meet at the rising of the moon, and that's all I can find. Anyway, this is called "The Rising of the Moon." I don't know who did it. I heard it at MLAG, and I'm going to do it here for you. If anybody knows any more about it, let me know. Rising of the moon on the Oregon borderline lights up the river's edge and the wild blackberry vine and the sand beneath my feet It's a cool silver gray. Moon dances on the water, and then it sails away. And I watched it sail away, somewhere where the river goes. Some loves last forever, just like the river flows. On the first day of July, you sailed into my mind. We were riding down the canyon. Wind was blowing from behind. There were two great blue herons flying through the trees, moving up the canyon, so silent and so free. And I watched them sail away, somewhere where the river goes. Some loves last forever, just like the river flows. Hope the years are happy and the winters aren't too cold, and life won't treat you badly. I'd like to see you when we're old, and I will keep you in my heart like the crying of the loon. Where you are at the rising of the moon, and I watched you sail away, somewhere where the river goes. Some loves last forever, just like the river flows. That song.
I do too.
That's another one of those that's just fun to play, and I get involved in playing it, and I wish I didn't have to sing it, and then I get involved in singing it, and I wish I didn't have to play it. You know, someday I'll put it all together.
Well, that has the blue heron, and I saw one rise up not long ago right out of the woody brush as we were driving, and that's an amazing thing to see.
You told me about
that
and
it lifts up and takes wing, and it's just exactly that, amazing and free.
It's a great
beautiful.
big long-legged bird, you said.
Yes, the great blue stands quite tall and probably has a wingspan like our arms. You know, I mean, it just, and there was only the one. I've seen geese fly in the V, and they fly kind of low, make that, you know, and call as they fly. It's kind of a slow thing. This heron lifted up and was just, it's breathtaking. It's beautiful.
Wow.
So I hear that line in the song, it took me right to that.
All right. Here's a song by John Prine. So he does some serious stuff, but this isn't one of them. It's called the Frying Pan Song. Come home from work last evening, found a note in the frying pan. Said, fix your own supper, babe, I run off with the Fuller Brush man. Now I miss the way she used to yell at me, the way she used to cuss and moan. And if I ever go out and get married again, I'll never leave my wife at home. Well, I sat down at the table, I screamed and I hollered and cried, and I commenced to carrying on till I almost lost my mind. 'Cause I loved and missed the way she used to yell at me, the way she used to cuss and moan. And if I ever go out and get married again, I'll never leave my wife at home. And if I ever see another salesman come knocking on my door, I'm gonna pick up a rock and hit him on the head and lie him down on the floor. 'Cause I miss the way she used to yell at me, the way she used to cuss and moan. And if I ever go out and get married again, I'll never leave my wife at home. That's right. Take your wife with you everywhere you go.
Well, yeah.
Whether she wants to go or not. Here's a tune by Mac Davis, who was an interesting person. He started out doing rock and roll. Baby, baby, don't get hooked on me. Stuff like that. And he was a mediocre. He had some success. But then he went country. And he went viral. And
he's written so many songs.
Oh, yeah. Mac was a prolific songwriter.
Yes,
I think I don't think he's still with us, but
I think he may have passed. Wait, I've got Flip here.
Ah.
By the way, talked to Eileen a couple of days ago, going to try to get her over here. Yes.
Do that.
We'll be back in 2 weeks.
Well, or if you get her over before that, give us a call or something, or
Yeah,
we'll set up a
figure
Zoom meeting or something.
Yes, we're exploring
We're
the
exploring
Zoom.
the Zoomosphere.
The Zoomosphere, yes.
And there's a lot of neat stuff going on musically on Zoom. They've opened it up to where you can set certain settings so that it's not optimized for speech, because if you optimize it for speech, it tears up instruments, especially the Autoharp. But you can actually set Zoom up now to where it sounds really good. So, there are some Zoom open mics starting to happen now and everything, and it's great. I know things will open up and a lot of this stuff will go away, but I'll tell you personally, just from my standpoint, if there are any benefits to this whole horrible mess that the world's in right now, this is one of them, because I've met so many good friends this way.
Yes.
And
all over the world. All over
the world that I would have never known if I hadn't, if this all hadn't happened and people started, being online and stuff.
Flip said, okay, let's try to do that. Zoom, I mean. Absolutely.
Yeah, we can do that.
We can do that.
We can absolutely do that. But it's just been great playing with and for people all over the world. I've been exposed to professional musicians who have helped me a lot in terms of the way I do things, and I'm proud to say that I've helped some people who were, having a little difficulty with the technical side, because I've been doing this since March of 2019. We're coming up on
We
our
have
second.
we've learned a lot through that
Yeah,
period of time, for sure.
especially not what not to do.
What not to do.
But
How to prepare ahead.
I just realized it this morning, Lynn. We're approaching our 2-year anniversary.
Goodness. Connie Hayes. Mac Davis did a show where he challenged the audience for a song subject, and he would sing an impromptu song. Blue Cheese was hilarious. And Flip said, is why I like gaming. Lots of people from all over.
Yeah.
Our son, too, I believe.
Yeah,
loves
Greg's
that.
a big gamer.
He loves that, too.
Blue cheese.
Blue cheese, huh? Well, that's neat that he can do that. I've seen some people do improv, comedy. But
How do you
improv
rhyme-
writing songs,
How do you
that's
rhyme
amazing.
blue cheese?
I can't venture to say.
It isn't new cheese, but it's my cheese that I like best.
Oh, there you go.
Put it on salads, put it on chicken. Anyway.
I think you could go somewhere with that, George. I really do.
Gee, thank you. Was that Connie that said?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Connie.
thank
Hayes
you,
said
Connie.
that about
You
Mac.
may have opened up a whole new venue
yes.
for me. I like that. There was a TV show called Whose Line Is It Anyway, where they used to do that.
Yeah, the impromptu comedy.
Yeah.
Those guys were
Oh,
so
God.
funny.
That was
Connie said, "You made my cheese blue." Oh.
In the fridge, I saw it rotting.
No.
Blue cheese spoiling in the rain. Anyway. You just never know what's going to happen on one of these things. That's why your comments and your participation are so valuable. I mean,
Yes.
really, it would be a lot less interesting without you all. Okay. Mac Davis. Here's a song he did called You're My Bestest Friend.
Oh.
Who wipes me off when I get gravy on my shirt? Who knows exactly when to kiss me when I hurt? And who'd make love to me on satin sheets or in the dirt? You, babe, you're my bestest friend. And who takes me home when I get too drunk to dance? And who bravely puts up with my uncles and my aunts? And who discreetly whispers, I forgot to zip my pants? You, babe, you're my bestest friend. Who comes down and bails me out when I get in a jam? Helps me tell the police where I live and who I am. And who's the only one, and who pats my back when no one else could give a damn? You, babe, you're my bestest friend. Who can be as gentle as a sparrow in my hand? Meaner than a junkyard dog when she's fighting for her man. And who's the only one I'll ever love or understand? You, babe, you're my bestest friend. I'm talking about you, babe, you're my bestest friend.
Those were song ideas with Connie. You made my cheese blue, and then Flip has one, blue cheese aging in the fridge.
Yeah.
So we have some
thoughts there.
I think that was Lulu. She had a contribution.
I don't think Lulu likes the way
No,
the way the
that's her way of saying Oh, wait, Ziggy is here.
Oh,
My
okay.
favorite Mac Davis song, Lord, It's Hard to Be Humble If You're Perfect in Every Way. Yes, I love that one too.
Oh, Lord, it's hard to be humble when you're perfect in every way. When I look in the mirror in the morning, well, I get better looking each day. To know me is to love me. Well, I must be one hell of a man. Oh, Lord, it's hard to be humble, but I'm doing the best that I can. Oh, Lord, it's hard to be humble. Oh, but I'm doing the best that I can.
And we had a little impromptu harmony
Yeah.
there.
I got to write that one down. Oh, I got to do that. I don't remember any of the verses, but I did. There's the chorus for you, Ziggy.
Yes. Oh, it's a good one.
First time anybody ever played it on the Autoharp, and there's probably a good reason for that. Hi, Lulu.
Are you done?
So are you done yet?
Yeah, you
No,
done?
we're not done yet. See? I got
Ziggy
those
said,
things.
eventually Lynn's singing harmony again.
Oh, we got a whole show that we're working on where
Yeah.
we're gonna do a lot of duets, and Lynn's
Yeah.
gonna do some solos, and it's
Yes.
gonna be great. We haven't got it all worked up yet, and Lynn's been she's a painter and an artist, in case you didn't know, and she is now. We bought her some acrylic enamels.
Right, for painting
Christmas
on,
to paint on glass and ceramics.
Right. I painted the
I wish you
leaves
could
on
see-
this. I painted the leaves on this glass.
Oh, did you bring it back?
That's the one I'm using to drink
I was
water.
hoping you'd show it to
I
him.
don't
Show
know
it to him.
I don't know if I can get.
Well, hold it up anyway.
Yeah, let me see if I can walk around here. This is the first one I tried doing. I didn't know the paints real well yet. Let's see if I can put it. I'm guessing, folks, because I have a delay on my. There, I'll get my hand out. And it's the colors were a little limited. I had to mix this blue with yellow to get that green, that kind of thing. So I'm on the hunt for some more colors. But then you bake it in the oven, and it's dishwasher safe on the top rack.
Yeah. She's going to make more money than I do. And that's all right. That's a good thing.
I discovered that if I type Lynn McCoy into Google, my artwork shows up. Some of it that I had on Fine Art America and on Facebook. It turned up. I was surprised.
Google Lin, Lin McCoy, and you can see my wife's art.
Yeah, it's not everything I've got out there, but I have some on my Facebook page also, which is Lynn McCoy.
Some people have actually come up to us kind of hesitantly and said, how did a blind guy and a portrait painter get together?
Yes. Oh, Hillary said, good painting. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I was playing. I'm trying to do some more serious stuff now.
Oh, you don't want to be too serious.
No, that's true. I've also been doing a little cartoon stuff.
I want a
put on
glass
there,
like
too.
that with Clyde the donkey.
Clyde the donkey, yeah.
Drinking a beer. That's what I want for my next Father's Day present or something.
Okay.
Lulu, you have to let me do the rest of the show, sweetheart. Go on now. That's all. Good dog. Okay.
She's back again to see you.
Hi. You have to wait? No? Sometimes you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes you just might find you get what you need.
Flip said, my stuff is mostly medieval cookery. Ah.
All right. Here is a song
Interesting.
that
Sorry, George, go ahead.
medieval cookery. She gave us some recipes from way back.
And I love cooking, so it was interesting to read. Yes.
We're
at 3.
over.
Yeah, we're running over a little bit, guys.
I was on the internet running around looking for songs and music and stuff to listen to and to play. And I came across a site, and all it was labeled was bluegrass comedy. So I was naturally interested.
Naturally.
And this song was done by a guy who really probably should have worked on it. His guitar was out of tune, and he just kind of went like that. But the song he sang was great. So I'm going to dress it up a little bit, and whoever you are out there, work on it a little bit harder, and you'll get there. Well, she up and went away, kicked the bucket yesterday. That cross-eyed gal that lives up on the hill. She took strychnine and died, and I hope she's satisfied, 'cause she knows she done it all against my will. She's my honey, she's my baby, she's cross-eyed and she's crazy. She's knock-kneed, bow-legged, pigeon-toed, and she's plain. Her breath, it smells like onions, and her feet are full of bunions. She's my freckle-faced, consumptive Sarah Jane. Now she said goodbye to me as we sat beneath a tree. Said, I'll see you on that happy golden shore. She looked at me inside, turned up her toes and died. Sat up and smiled, and then she died once more. She's my honey, she's my baby, she's cross-eyed and she's crazy. She's knock-kneed, bow-legged, pigeon-toed, and she's plain. Her breath, it smells like onions, and her feet are full of bunions. She's my freckle-faced, consumptive Sarah Jane. When they laid her down to rest, we fulfilled her last request. I planted a bunch of onions on her grave. Now when I'm passing by, I turn up my nose and cry, 'cause those darned old things, they always make me rave. She's my honey, she's my baby, she's cross-eyed and she's crazy. She's knock-kneed, bow-legged, pigeon-toed, and she's plain. Her breath, it smells like onions, and her feet are full of bunions. She's my freckle-faced, consumptive Sarah Jane. She's my freckle-faced, consumptive Sarah Jane. Sarah Jane. It's like, who thought that up? What kind of a mind does it take?
I don't know. Can't answer that.
Well, I can't either. But I stole it. I'm sorry, I borrowed it.
Borrowed it, yes.
Yes.
Well,
I borrowed it. We really appreciate everybody coming today, and I've got another song or two. I got at least one more song for you here. We're a couple minutes over, but hey, we're down to the last one. This one is written and recorded by Judd Strunk, a downeasterner from Maine whose talents were taken from us way too soon. I believe he was killed in a plane crash. But a bunch of people have covered this song. Roy Clark had a hit with it. Everybody in creation's done this. It's the one and only hit that he had. He's done a lot of other songs that I just love and that I play from time to time. Bill Jones General Store, things like that. This one is called A Daisy a Day. He remembers the first time he met her. He remembers the first thing she said. He remembers the first time he held her, and the night that she came to his bed. He remembers her sweet way of saying, honey, has something gone wrong? He remembers the fun and the teasing, and the reason he wrote her this song. I'll give you a daisy a day, dear. I'll give you a daisy a day. I'll love you until all the rivers run still and the four winds we know blow away. They would walk down the street in the evening, and for years I would see them go by. And the love that they bore, like the clothes that they wore, could be seen in the gleam in their eye. As a kid they would take me for candy, and I'd love to go tagging along. We'd hold hands as we walked to the corner, and the old man would sing her his song. I'll give you a daisy a day, dear. I'll give you a daisy a day. I'll love you until all the rivers run still and the four winds we know blow away. Now he walks down the street in the evening, and he stops by the old candy store. And somehow I believe he's believing he's holding her hand like before. For he feels all her love walking with him, and he smiles at the things she might say. And the old man walks up to the hilltop and gives her a daisy a day. I'll give you a daisy a day, dear. I'll give you a daisy a day. I'll love you until all the rivers run still and the four winds we know blow away. Thank you.
Had to do that.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. You rescued the song, because I
Well,
love
it's a
that
pretty
song. And
song. Yes, I love it.
Yeah, I do too. And I always love to sing along with you.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed doing that.
Well, folks, it's been a ball. It really
we've had
has.
a great time, guys.
We've had a great time, and hope you have too. Tell your friends about us. If you can spare a buck or two to put in our tip jar, the information's on the screen there. It's a PayPal account, and it's autoharp.down.home@gmail.com. And if you could slip us a buck or two, we'd really appreciate it. Every penny you contribute is going to a fund to get me to the very next MLAG when we get together in person. My brother Dan and I I'm gonna fly to Detroit, and then we're gonna load up his big old Chrysler van and drive up there and just soak up as much Autoharp as we possibly can. The
name is Mountain Laurel Auto
Mountain Laurel Autoharp
Gathering.
Gathering. MLAG.
That's why
they call it MLAG.
MLAG.
And we'd really appreciate it if you could help us out, even $1 or $2.
Yes,
you know, if everybody that we see a lot of views, if everybody that viewed gave $1, we'd be there. So if you can spare it, fine. If not, we still love you.
Oh, absolutely.
And still want you to come back and visit. Don't worry about it. We will see you in 2 weeks. And in 2 weeks, look out. In 2 weeks, I'm going to play my favorite songs.
Oh, yes. Well, that's going to be a real
songs.
treat.
They may be funny. They may not. They may just be songs that I love to pick. Things like... You know, just stuff when I'm sitting around, and you have to play. You can't play your show tunes all the time and practice all the time. You'll go sour. And when I'm just sitting around picking the auto harp and playing around, those are the songs you're going to hear next. On the 20th of February, same time, same place. That's what we're going to do.
I have Ziggy. He says, thanks for, again, a lovely concert with funny and serious songs and a smiley face. Do I see you in about 3.5 hours again?
We believe you will, yes, indeed.
And also, Flip said, where is MLAG? So
it's
we want to
in
answer
Mountain
that
Laurel.
question.
It's the Mountain Laurel Auto Harp Gathering. It's in Pennsylvania. And the exact location escapes me, unfortunately, Philippa.
Me too.
But if you go to mlag.org, mlag.org, you can find out all about it. It started out on a farm that was owned by a luthier named George Orthy. He was a veterinarian, a farm owner, and an auto harp builder extraordinaire. And it started out with like 6 of his friends and he getting together on a weekend to play some auto harp. And it's just grown since then, and it outgrew George's farm, and now they have it at a campground in Pennsylvania. And we're going to be there if there's any way in the world that we can. We're going to be there. I don't know if Lulu will make it, because she is getting up there in years, but I will come with whatever.
Connie says Newport, Pennsylvania, and Dan said thanks for another great show.
Thank you, Connie, and thank you, Dan. And Ziggy, yes, indeed, we expect to be there. And this, I wasn't going to play last week, so I just had a little webcam set up, but this week we're going to play with this setup, so we'll sound a lot better.
Oh, Dan says Linda enjoyed it as well.
Oh,
Good.
thank
and,
you.
Ziggy said Little Buffalo State Park, Newport, Pennsylvania.
That's right.
So that's where it's Newport. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, you guys.
Thank you.
And we sure had a great time. I'm so glad you all could come and
really
celebrate Valentine's Day with us.
And come back in 2 weeks. Drag a friend or two along with you.
Yes, do.
You know.
But it's been great.
Fill them full of wine and then bring them over. Guys, it's been great. We are reluctantly going to have to leave you with our signature end tune here. Well, now it's time to say goodbye to George and all his kin. We'd sure like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You were all invited back again to this locality to have a heaping helping of our hospitality. Down home style, that is. Set a spell. Kick your shoes off. Y'all come back now here.